Welcome into the Brooks Bench with your host, Brooke, aka Shiggy, and my co-host, Megan.
What's up?
If you're new here, hit that subscribe button, like, comment, share. Follow us on all social media at the Brooks Bench, and join our Discord, link in the description. It's just me and Meg today. It's been a crazy week. It's been a crazy weekend. Super Bowl, just free WNBA free agency. It's a lot. It's a busy time. But first, we're here to recap week 14 of NCAA women's basketball. But let's get into the news first. Just a couple injury updates. We had Aubrey Griffin. She was back for UConn, but she twisted her ankle. She's considered day to day. And then Ice Brady out three. It says 3 to 4 to 5 weeks. So 3 to 5 weeks, okay?
Yeah.
With a shoulder injury. So the injury bug is back at UConn. Let's see. Over the weekend, Audie Crooks and Addie Brown combined for 60 of Iowa State's 69 points against TCU. I know someone commented that it was a really good game. We didn't recap it because it wasn't in our parameters last week. But I just want to throw this stat in here. This is just the second time since 1999 that two teammates scored 60 plus points while the rest of the team scored fewer than 10. That's crazy. They are the team, though. I'm not surprised.
hmm
UCLA clinched the Big Ten women's basketball tournament already. That's crazy. Good for you guys. Tennessee defeated Connecticut or UConn for the first time since 2007. The Huskies had won the previous 4 matchups since the series has been revived. Yeah, that was a good
Crazy
game we're
game.
going to be talking about. Yeah. And then UCLA's Lauren Betts will return for her senior season. And I feel like when people were putting her in the mock drafts for WNBA, I was like, I don't think she's leaving
Yeah.
early. She's only a junior, you know? So not surprised, but it's confirmed now that she will be
hmm
going back. Short news. So let's get into the Week 14 AP Top 25 review. So UCLA still undefeated. No one is out of the top 25 from last week. No one's new to the poll as of last week as well. The biggest risers on the week are NC State up 3 spots, ranked 14. Georgia Tech up 3 spots, ranked 17. West Virginia up 3 spots, ranked 18. And Florida State up 3 spots, ranked 22. Obviously, USC took the hit from Iowa, the Iowa game, which I'm not surprised. But yeah, not a lot of movement. Creighton, I see a lot of receiving votes for Creighton, Baylor, and Illinois. Look at Creighton. We haven't talked about Creighton. You know, they haven't been in the top 25 lately. Like
We
they,
always end up talking about them,
I
though.
know. Creighton always sneaks in there.
Yeah.
I mean, after this week, we'll talk about it. Like I talked about last week, Cal. I'm confused about Cal. They took what, 2 losses this week?
hmm
So I don't think they're gonna hang on too much longer in this AP top 25. Do you think anyone else, in this 20 to 25 range are gonna drop out?
Drop out.
Hmm.
I know Florida State had a loss.
Yeah, but
They're
they
probably
lost to
just
NC
gonna
State.
drop. They're no. No, but I see some risers like Tennessee will go up,
Yeah.
Georgia Tech probably will go up, and NC State.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. Yeah, definitely. Well, yeah, not a lot of movement in the AP Top 25, so not a lot of cover on that one. I'm sure we'll mention it when we go over our recap in general, just like what we
hmm
think is going to happen to their positioning. But before we get into the Week 14 recap, Meg, let's go over your almost upsets of the week.
Phew, that was a close one.
All right. So, I only got 2 games this week. There was a third, but we're gonna talk about it later
Oh,
on.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
But Georgia Tech
Bro,
versus SMU.
did you watch the end of this game with me? This was a crazy game.
Did I watch it with you? I don't know if I did. Yeah, this game was crazy.
Yeah.
So Georgia Tech pulls it off 70 to 69, right?
Yeah.
But the crazy part is probably 4 or 5 minutes left in the fourth. SMU was up like 66 to I don't know. I think Georgia Tech was still in the 50s.
Yeah.
And then Georgia Tech came all the way back. I think they held SMU to 66 points for at least 3 minutes
Oh, wow.
of the last 5 minutes.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah. So basically, it was a game where they just couldn't close it out.
No,
But
but at the end, There was like a change of possessions within like the last couple of seconds, back and forth, and SMU had a chance with maybe like point. It was like 1 second or something.
Yeah.
But they had a 5 second call to get the ball back, which was crazy. I was like, this game is never gonna end. Like it just kept going back and forth, back and forth. It was crazy.
But they should have never lost that lead in the beginning. But
Yeah.
They were led by TK Pitts, 19.7 rebounds, 2 assists, and Jessica Peterson, 12 points, 15 rebounds, 1 assist.
Oh, wow.
But they couldn't get it done. Georgia Tech with the win, led by Cara Dunn, 15 points, 8 rebounds, 4 assists. Then we have one of our favorites that love to be in games with people, North Carolina. They played Clemson, and they barely won 53-51. I did not watch this one. I'm not going to lie. North Carolina games, I would even say Duke games.
Low scoring.
They've kind of not been entertaining enough for me.
Yeah.
But Clemson was led by Loyal McQueen, 17 points, 3 rebounds, 1 assist, and Hannah Cohen, 12 points, 3 rebounds. And then Renaya Kelly, 17 points, 8 rebounds, 3 assists.
For North Carolina.
Yeah. I mean, at least they still won, but
yeah,
they shouldn't be the close one in this one.
No, for real. I get you. Okay. That's all, right? If you're almost upset.
Yep.
Okay. So let's get into the week 14 recap, basically. I'm exhausted. As you guys can tell, I cannot get these words out of my mouth. If you're new here, we go over top 25 matchups, and then any upsets that happen to top 25 teams. So the first game up, we have number 14 NC State upsets number 10 Duke 89-83. Really good game.
I think I called this one.
Yeah, but Duke should have won this game. They fumbled the bag, okay? They should have won. Duke came out hot. Ashton Jackson hit 5 threes in the first half. First of all, what? I know they got in a little bit of foul trouble. I know Reagan Richardson fouled out. I want to say early fourth. But Duke had it. Okay, they had 20 straight points in the first half and led by 13 early in the third before Isaiah James. She just went off. 27 points in the second half. And when it came down to crunch time, she wasn't missing anything. She had just a crazy layup over, what's her name? Toby Fournier. Yeah. Oh my God. I don't even know how she made it. It was just one of those where anything you shot was going to go in for Isaiah. Like she went completely off. Duke.
Yeah. But
in the bag, Duke.
Duke, this was also, I think, a coach blunder. Where didn't she put in the freshman? I think she was a freshman. The freshman player to try to hit a 3, and then she stepped out of bounds. And so first she messed up. First she messed up by stepping out of bounds.
Oh my God, what was her name?
Then they tried it again, right? They gave her kind of another chance. And she instead of catching and shooting, she pump faked it for no reason. It was like there's no time for that.
Yeah, there's no time. Shoot
like the whole point was you need to shoot a 3, and so I think that was a blunder right there. So
I just think the worst part is she didn't need to pump fake it.
Yeah, that was.
Was bad. It Wood? Jordan Wood? No, it wasn't. Oh my God,
I'll have to look.
It'll take forever for me to look on it. But no, I remember that. I was like, girl, just oh my God. Yeah, no, but Isaiah James went off. It was just her game. It was just her game. She couldn't miss anything. I really thought Duke was gonna do it, but no. Isaiah James led NC State 36 points, 6 rebounds. Zoe Brooks 15 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists, and then Ashton Jackson for Duke 23 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists. NC State shot 61% from the field. That's pretty tough, but Duke shot 45% from 3, which is also very tough. Duke's, oh my God, free throw percentage 50%. NC State's wasn't that much better, 61%, but still. NC State capitalized in the paint, but outscoring Duke 58-34. Sheesh! No, I mean, they're just, you know when NC State starts cooking, they're just fast-paced, can't keep up with them, right? But man, Duke, get out of there. Over to number 1, UCLA defeating number 8, Ohio State 65-52. I mean, I'm not going to lie. It was a pretty close game at first.
that
Ohio
hurts.
State only trailed 30-24 at halftime. They also rallied to tie it at 44 all with 34 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Um, 34 seconds into the fourth quarter. But I mean, UCLA just went on a run. And man, a lot of these games we're going to be talking about, it was all about the runs. You know, basketball, game of runs, right? But I
Mhm.
feel like it really was emphasized, this week. Um, I thought UCLA, I know, okay, Lauren Betts was their leading scorer with 19 points, 14 rebounds, 3 blocks, but I felt Ohio State did pretty well, making it hard for her to score and for them to get the ball into the paint. I think they did a pretty decent job. Obviously, they lost. It wasn't really that close at the end, right?
It's hard guarding her.
But she's a mismatch. I mean, 19 points, 14 rebounds,
Yeah.
that's pretty good. For Lauren Betts, right? Because she's just been
Hmm.
killing it this year. UCLA also had a season high in turnovers with 23 and still won. They outscored Ohio State in the paint 40-28. Ohio State struggled from three, 16% and 29% from the field. UCLA capitalized with that, 25% from three and 45% from the field. UCLA still top dog.
Hmm.
They
They look
face,
good too.
they
Like
do,
the
they
chemistry
do,
is there.
dude.
You know,
Yeah,
you can tell like, when a mistake happens, they're getting on each other, holding each other
yeah.
accountable. And they're gonna be a team to beat this year. They're
Well, it's
looking
like
they're looking good.
UCLA, when Kiki Rice was a freshman, there was,
Hmm.
hope, and now they're getting older, and that young group is now turning into veterans, and the chemistry's clicking. Lauren Betts is having an amazing season.
Hmm.
Um, when you read, I forgot to tell you this, when we were going over, can UCLA have the undefeated season, right?
Yeah.
You forgot to say they play USC twice, and someone like just got on us. Like, well, you didn't say USC, and USC's gonna beat them. And I was like, dang, Megan, thanks for making us look bad.
No, I know they play USC, but
Why didn't you say that then?
but I was only naming their next upcoming games. I was
Mm,
talking more in the moment. That's why.
interesting. Good save.
But
Okay. Any other comments on this game?
yeah.
Over to number 12, Kansas State upsets number 9 TCU 59-50. Another game by another player that could not be stopped. Serena Sundell, 27 points, 6 rebound, 4 assists, season high. She was going off. She could also not miss.
Hmm.
I'm just telling you, just like Isaiah James, she was hitting stuff. I was like, all right, it's over. TCU, it's a wrap. It was another low scoring game, though. I mean, it was close the entire way. Both
Hmm.
teams played sloppy. Kansas State shot under 30%, and TCU had 11 turnovers in the first half. Sundale scored 15 of those 27 points in the third quarter after Kansas State trailed by 6 at halftime. And then just clutch shooting at the end. Poindexter hit a clutch three with 3:30 left in the fourth, putting Kansas State up 55-50. And then Sundale made another layup at 2 minutes and 46 seconds left, putting Kansas State up 57-50. And TCU just could not respond, bro. It was just a wrap after that. Stat wise, it was pretty similar. Statistics wise, they both shot around
Hmm.
40% from the field, 35% from the three. TCU did outshoot Kansas State from the free throw line, 53% to 44%. But rebounds were the same. TCU had 17 turnovers though. And then Kansas State did score them in the paint 32-20. Kansas State, like I said, was led by Serena Sundale, and then Jalen Glenn, 14 points, 4 rebounds, 4 steals. Sedona Prince led TCU, 14 points, 11 rebounds.
It's
That's on
two
TCU.
evenly matched teams, I think,
But
because
Kansas
they
State is
don't have,
confusing.
but neither team has like a ton of scores. It's the 2-2. Like
I get you. Well, without Aoka Lee, though.
I know Kansas State would have been even better, I think, with her.
Oh, duh. Yeah, they're a top team with Aoka Lee, but Serena
Yeah,
Sundale's been putting them on her back,
yeah, she's
getting
had
them
to.
some key wins. But they did lose. I think we talk about that later. I'm
Hmm.
pretty sure they like get killed. Oklahoma State.
Yeah.
They get killed by them. Yeah, we're gonna talk about that one. Over to Louisville, upsets number 21 Cal, 70-63. Cal is another one. I'm just like, yeah, I think I'd already said it. It's a wrap. I don't think we're gonna be seeing them in the AP Top 25 too much longer. Louisville was led by Olivia Cochran, 18 points, 9 rebounds. Jalea Williams, 11 points, 2 rebounds, 2 steals. And Ugon Onye, 15 points, 11 rebounds, 2 assists. Louisville led by 3 after one quarter and stretched the lead to 37-22 as Cal missed their last 4 shots of the first quarter and missed their first 8 shots in the second. That's rough, bro. But the thing was Louisville had a huge lead, 62-46 midway through the fourth. Okay? First of all, the score ended up being 70-63. So Cal came back within what was it? Midway? So what, 5 minutes? What's the quarter? 10 minutes? Did I make that up?
10, yeah, 10.
Yeah, so 5 minutes they came back all that way. Louisville did lead with 15 by 15 with less than 3 minutes to play. Cal, but then Cal came back, got within 69-63 with 31 seconds left. But then Williams converted a 3-point play, and that was it for Cal. They made a cute little push at the end, and it was a wrap. I'm telling you, Cal's out. You were saying Louisville's a tough team.
Yeah. They always play with energy. They're good on D, usually.
Do you think they'll come back to the AP Top 25 soon, or?
No, I still don't feel like they have that
Strength of schedule?
person. Well, that too, but I just feel that Louisville just lacks that person, that go-to scorer. I don't know. I know Roberts did good, but not consistent. Yeah, I just feel like, because they're young, they're freshmen,
Yeah,
So I just think that because of that, that's why they're gonna keep kind of middle of the pack struggling, and I don't think they're gonna really be a big team that really puts them up in the rankings.
Yeah, I feel you. They shot relatively the same from the field. Louisville 43%, Cal 40%. Cal struggled from the 3, 21%, and 59% from the free throw line. Other than that, Cal had 23 turnovers. That's rough. And Louisville capitalized on that with 22 points off turnovers. Louisville, good win. Another
they
good
play
win for them.
Florida State next, and I think Florida State's going to be looking to bounce back. So I feel like that's going to be tough for them.
I agree with you.
Then you got Duke in North Carolina.
I'm not watching that game. No, I hate watching that.
Yeah.
Number 19, Tennessee upsets number 5, UConn 80-76. Controversial game that we will be discussing. It was a great game.
Yes.
Very back and forth. I just love watching Tennessee play, bro. Very back and forth. UConn led 45-41 early in the third. Tennessee held UConn scoreless for the next 4 minutes and 20 seconds while scoring 11 straight points to take the lead. And then in the last 4 minutes, UConn and Tennessee just kept exchanging buckets, bro. Like, it was just like score after score after score. Paige Becker stepped into that 3. That was nice. With the 2 minutes left in the fourth, they were tied up at 74. Then the controversial call. It was the pass across the court. It was off
out
AZ,
on Tennessee.
And then it. Are you sure? Is it definitive?
Yes.
Is it definitive?
If you see, there's a video going around, and it's clear.
What, someone zoomed up even more than what the ref zoomed up in?
Yes.
Okay.
They had better technology than apparently the rest had.
Technology. They took a while to review it.
Not long enough, because they got it wrong, in my opinion.
Well, I'm sorry.
You guys can let me know if I'm wrong, but
I'm sure they'll let you know that you're right.
I'm sure they.
I think a lot of people agree with you. They took the time to review it. It wasn't one of those calls where it's like it wasn't reviewed and they played on. The refs reviewed it. What else can you do? They were there staring at the monitor, zooming it up. I don't know what else. It's rough. But anyways, it did end up being 78-76 lead. 78-76 when Tennessee got the ball back. So, UConn would still have had to tie the game up. But then Spearman hit a layup with 12 seconds left to put them up by 4, and UConn couldn't respond after that. So, you're saying you think UConn could have tied it up?
I don't know, but I think that play, if they would have,
they get another chance. Yeah,
they caused that turnover, the momentum, and then going into getting the ball, and then I don't know, it could have went a different way. But I'm not mad. Tennessee needed a win like this
I
to,
know.
boost them up.
They did need a
So
win like that. And then they just lost again, but they needed
yeah.
this win. This was a good win for them. All the close games they've lost. This is like what they prepared for
Well,
to
especially
postseason
because
win.
Tennessee in general has gone so long losing to
I
UConn.
know.
So
For
I know
real
it's big
though.
for their university.
Yeah, agreed. Tennessee only shot 60% from the free throw line, while UConn shot 92%. They both struggled from three, 25, shooting 25%. Tennessee did out-rebound UConn 46 to 34. Tennessee was led by Z Spearman, 16.7 rebounds, 1 assist. Samara Spencer, 17, 14 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists. And Sarah Strong led UConn, 18 points, 9 rebounds, 3 assists. Dude, Gino like roasted all his stars. Did you hear his little press conference?
Yeah, that's why I think one of them asked Paige if she was coming back, and she's like, "No,
I,
I'm going to the league or
I'm
something." So
out of here. No, I'm just saying.
people are trying to run with that
Oh my God, just
they
chill.
try to run with anything, but
I
still,
know, for real.
it's
Okay,
like
over to the
they
number.
just lost. Let them be.
Yeah, for real. Okay, over number 4, Texas defeating Vanderbilt
Mhm.
87-66. Not much to talk about in this game. Texas just handed it to Vanderbilt. You guys know Texas is on. Excuse me. Do we have a surprise guest?
Look at
Can you
her,
can you please
Lulu.
get her off the thing? You between you and Brooke and these animals, I'm gonna have to start finding you
She's never done that before.
For these interruptions. So, anyways, there's not a lot to talk about in this Texas Vanderbilt game. I know I checked it, and I said, "Oh heck no." It was rough, bro. Texas was led by Madison Booker, 20.6 rebounds, 4 assists. Shea Holly, 16 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists. And Camille Pierre led Vanderbilt, 26 points, 7 rebounds. Vanderbilt shot 18% from the three, 38% from the field, and
Oh,
76% from the line. And Texas went off 52% from the field and 69% from the three. They also shot well from the free throw line, 84%. But yeah, I'm sorry, Vanderbilt. I don't really have much to say on this game. Did you end up watching this game?
well,
All right, well, the little takeaway says Pierre scored 12 in the third quarter when Vanderbilt got within 5 after trailing by 15 in the first half. But Lee responded with a three-pointer, and Jones, Booker, and Preston combined to make 9 free throws as Texas stretched its lead to 13 by the end of the period. And then it was wrapped. That was close as it got. I'm sorry, Vanderbilt. You might hang on, Vanderbilt. I think you might hang on to the top 25. Now, this game was crazy. Number 25 Oklahoma State upsets number 12 Kansas State 85 to 55. Now, Anna Gret, I think it's a sigh. No, it's not a sigh. I always say it's a sigh and it's not a sigh. I'm sorry. I mispronounced it. But she went off. She hit 6 threes in the first half. I had to watch the highlights of this game. Bro, I swear it was more than 6 threes. It felt like
yeah, 8
20.
for 12.
Yeah. Oh, well, there you go. It felt like a lot. But basically the Oklahoma State bolted out to a 51 to 20 point lead. Oklahoma State outscored Kansas State 31 to 9 in the first. That's
Hmm.
crazy. Kansas State did score the first 10 points of the second half, but Oklahoma State reeled off another 15 points. At the end of the second, Oklahoma State, I already said that. Oklahoma State led by 51 to 20. Kansas State
Yeah,
did go on a small run in the third, but never got back in the game, honestly. They
that
just
first
couldn't buy
quarter
a
just
shot.
killed them.
It's one of those where you just got punched in the mouth, and then it
No
just kind of stuns you.
recovery.
You're like, oh, and then like you're like, just like the Super Bowl. What happened,
Well,
Kansas City? Punched
well,
right in the mouth, didn't know what to do.
yeah, and it's like you said, when they have to rely so much on Sandell, and then if
Yeah,
you get hit like that, it's like you don't
yeah,
have enough to rally
I
back
agree with you.
behind. So
And Oklahoma shot well. Oh, Oklahoma State, sorry.
yeah.
Oklahoma State shot well. 47% from the field, 45% from the three, while Kansas State only shot 31% from the field and 28% from the three. Oklahoma State also out-rebounded them 53 to 31. Um, it's just one of those games. A good win for
Hmm.
Oklahoma State, though. I know they had a rough loss last week. I still think they're a sleeper, in my opinion. their team, like my Cornhuskers last year, they're officially stamped as the team I'm cheering for that I can think will be sneaky in March Madness. I'm liking what they got there. They got going. Okay, over to number 7, USC defeats number 8, Ohio State, 84-63. Now, I thought this was going to be a way more competitive game than what it turned out to be. Didn't you?
Yeah.
I thought this was going to be back and forth down to the last second. No, it was not. USC was led by Kiki Iriafen, 24 points, 13 rebounds, 4 assists. Juju Watkins, 17 points, 19 rebounds. No, that's wrong. It's not 19 rebounds.
For
Juju.
Juju, she had 10 rebounds.
Yeah, it's not 19. 10 rebounds, 3 assists, and then Taylor Theory for Ohio State, 14 points, 5 rebounds, 5 steals. Ohio State just struggled. 18% from the 3, 29% from the 4.
Yeah, that was it. They couldn't hit 3.
They could not. USC out-rebounded Ohio State 62-30. That's the highest I think we've seen. 62 rebounds?
Mm-hmm.
That's the highest I think we've seen this season. Juju Watkins struggled. She's been struggling a lot lately. Just a cold night. She missed her first 11 shots before scoring on a layup in the third quarter. Yeah, USC missed their first 7 shots and had 5 turnovers in the game's opening 5 minutes. And I want to say that was the closest it kind of was. USC pulled away in the third, closing on a 9-2 run to lead 59-45 going into the fourth. But yeah, after the half, it was kind of like, do you have the box score of the score by quarter?
Yeah.
After the first half, right? It separated.
14-11. Oh yeah, it started to separate.
Yeah, but it was close in the first half.
I think it was really more going into the third.
And I love Taylor Theory. I think she's a great player, but she's rarely ever their leading scorer. It's usually Jelani Cambridge, Cody McMahon sometimes. So, they were really struggling.
But they were off.
Yeah.
McMahon 4 for 15. Cambridge, same thing, 5 for 15.
Ooh.
And then Chance Gray, same thing, 4 for 15. They just weren't hitting anything.
Struggle.
And they couldn't get second chances because they couldn't rebound the ball. So.
Well, talk about can't rebound the ball. South Carolina got upset by Texas today. This is Sunday. We are recording on Sunday. 66-62. South Carolina struggled rebounding the ball, man. The refs were playing too much. Oh, my God. Just too many whistles. Just chill out, And it was on both sides. It wasn't just, one side or the other. But, I mean, Texas, man. And I feel like we all knew this was going to be a closer game. The first matchup, Madison Booker was just so off. It was just one of those games where you can't buy a shot. Your ball's bouncing out, going halfway in, bouncing right back out. We knew she wasn't going to have back-to-back, bad performances against South Carolina. Texas' defense was awesome. And South Carolina, I mean, they weren't getting rebounds. Too many second chance opportunities for Texas. And yeah, Texas ended South Carolina's 57-game SEC regular season win streak dating back to 2021. Bummer.
Yeah.
Have any thoughts?
South Carolina, I think, since Ashlyn Watkins went out with that injury, I think this is the first game we see where that impacted them. Because I think if Ashlyn Watkins was in there, it would have helped control Kyla and the boards, which would have helped out a little bit more. But yeah, it was a close game. It was entertaining. For a second there, Texas started to pull away, but South Carolina did keep it competitive and came back. But yeah, tough loss.
It is, but Texas is good. We've been talking about it. They're tough. Texas outscored South Carolina 40-26 in the paint and 19-12 in the second chance points. So right there, that's a rough day. But I mean, Texas did struggle from 3. I know they only shot 4 times, but they shot 0 for 4. They're 0 for 4, 0%.
Yeah.
They did shoot well from the field, 44%. South Carolina shot 36 from the field and 26% from the three. And then just struggling from the free throw line, both teams. 65% for South Carolina, 66% for Texas. But other than that, where does South Carolina drop in the rankings? Do they switch spots? Notre Dame moves up maybe to the 2, South Carolina the 3, or does Texas get the 3 spot now? What do you think?
Yeah, I think they could potentially swap.
Interesting. Okay. I'm torn. I don't know because South Carolina did beat Texas the first time. I know it's week by week. I get that. So maybe they just dropped the 3. I don't know. I'm kind of torn on that. We'll have to see. We'll have to see what AP, Associated Press, thinks. No, honestly.
Uh-huh.
All right, over to number 3. Notre Dame defeats number 21 Cal 91-52. Not much to talk about here. And we all knew this was coming. Okay,
Yeah.
we don't have to spend a lot of time here, okay? Notre Dame, Hannah Hidalgo led Notre Dame 24 points, 2 rebounds, 5 assists. Olivia Miles, 16 points, 7 rebounds, 6 assists. And then Twidwell, 14 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists for Cal. Notre Dame shot well, 55% from the field, 50% from the 3, and 100% from the free throw line. They did out-rebound Cal 43-30. Cal struggled again from the field, 32%, and from three-point line, 28%. Yeah, basically Notre Dame had a 44-23 lead by halftime. Cal struggled through a 1 for 9 shooting stretch and committed 4 turnovers as Notre Dame closed out the final 5 minutes and 55 seconds of the second quarter on an 11-2 run. And as you can see, Cal did not get back in this game.
Uh-uh.
I don't know how Cal is still in the top 25, bro. I get they had some really good wins. I understand that, but man, they've had some tough losses in the last couple of weeks. Not much, right? You don't have anything to say. Okay, yeah.
We knew Notre Dame was going to run away with this one.
Let's move on. Yeah, this one shocked me. NC State. It didn't shock me. Let's reward that. NC State defeats Florida State 97-74. I thought it was going to be a closer game. I thought Florida State was on fire and they were going to ride that into NC State. But NC State peaking at the right time again. Don't peak too early. We're not in March yet. But you know what I'm saying? NC State a little slower start. They lose their 2-star bigs. We talk about that every time. We know they have talented
what
guards.
Happened last year. And look how far they made it.
Exactly, but they did have those 2 bigs last year, just saying. No, just saying. Isaiah James led NC State 22 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists. Zoe Brooks, 21 points, 7 rebounds, 7 assists. And then Tanai Latson for Florida State, 23 points, 2 rebounds, 3 assists. And NC State shot well again, 50% from the field, 36% from the 3. They out-rebounded FSU 44-38. And they didn't have a lot of turnovers, only 8 turnovers. Florida State, on the other hand, shot 39% from the field and 36% from the 3. In the first half, it says James hit a 3-pointer, Rivers hit a 3-pointer, and James followed up with a layup to give NC State a 19-9 lead midway through the first quarter. 3-pointer by Hayes capped the big quarter for NC State, and they led 26-14 headed into the second half. Florida State did get within 39-31 within 3 minutes left in the half before 5 players scored for NC State in a 12-0 run. That gave them a 51-31 halftime lead. Ooh. That's rough. Yeah, NC State led by 20-plus points for most of the third quarter. FSU did try to come back, bringing the score to 65-49 with 3.5 minutes to go. But then NC State went on another run to go up 72-51.
That's just a game of runs.
It is, man. It's like right when you're close, it's like, nah, here's our turn. It's our turn to, go on a run, right?
Yeah.
But I mean, Florida State still has Tanai Latson. I mean, NC State's just on a heater right now.
They put up points. I mean, each quarter they were scoring over 20 points a quarter.
Oh,
I mean, that's going to win you games right there. So
no, I feel you.
And this is the guard play that I was like, the talent's been there. So what's happening? And now it's showing. So
here they are.
They figured it out.
Wolf Pack. Ooh, no. Oh. I said who like an owl. That's crazy. All right, number 6 LSU defeats number 19 Tennessee 82-77. Another what?
Lulu, you want to be
Man,
on
this
camera so bad?
these interruptions. We're gonna have to. I'm gonna have to start finding you. LSU, back to the regular scheduled program. LSU defeats number 19 Tennessee 82-77. Another close game between the two. I was really trying to, hope Tennessee got two back-to-back good wins, but hey, we did predict LSU to win this game. Kaylin Gilbert led LSU 23 points and 1 rebound. Michaela Williams 16 points, 7 assists, 2 rebounds, and then Ruby Whitehorn for Tennessee 21 points, 2 rebounds, and 2 steals. LSU didn't shoot that well. 38% from the field, 35% from the three. They did shoot well from the free throw line though, 90%. They out-rebounded Tennessee 41-37. But Tennessee, they had more points in the paint, 42-30. They shot well from the field, 47%, and then 33% from the three-point line. Where they lacked again, these free throws, 65% from the free throw line for Tennessee. Not good, and 19 turnovers. So not the best. Not the best for Tennessee. LSU has been their trio. Johnson, Morrow, and Williams, they usually have 63% of LSU's scoring. But 2 of the 3 got in foul trouble midway through the third. And then that's when Kaylin Gilbert just showed off. 15 points in the quarter. And they just went on a 16-10 run in the final 5 minutes and 18 seconds. LSU led 65-57 entering the fourth. But yeah, I mean, Tennessee usually is saved by their three-point shooting. Tennessee only trailed 41-37 at the half after a 13-8 run. But man, LSU, they just took it. Any thoughts?
Pulled it out. Yeah, like you said, Tennessee just couldn't hit the three. So,
And I mean,
off shooting day.
And LSU's bench outscored Tennessee 36-6. That's rough right there. That's a rough day.
Yeah.
Especially how Tennessee subs 5 in.
Yeah.
5 in, 5 out. And
Mm-hmm.
you only score 6 points? That's crazy. You're not going to win a lot there, honestly. Okay, over to the last game of the week. Michigan upsets Michigan State 71-61. They got their lick back from the last time these two teams played. Silas Swords led Michigan 19 points, 5 rebounds, 6 assists. Olivia Olson 14 points, 7 rebounds, 2 assists. And Grace Van Sluten led Michigan State 15 points, 12 rebounds, 2 assists. Michigan did shoot well from the field, 44%. 37% from the three and 89% from the free throw line. Michigan State shot 31% from the field, 35% from the three-point line, and 77% from the free throw line. Silas Swords hit a three-pointer to make it 37-36 with 3.5 minutes remaining in the third. Michigan led the rest of the way. Holloway made a layup to open the scoring nearly a minute into the fourth quarter, and Hobbs followed with a three-pointer about 30 seconds later that gave Michigan a 10-point lead, and the Spartans trailed by at least 7 points from there on out. Good for Michigan. Michigan, another sleeper that I feel like can shake things up in March. What do you think?
Yeah, but
No?
I don't know. I don't think so. I don't think they're going to do too much.
You're not sold?
I'm not sold.
Why not?
I just don't see them having enough scoring power.
But they pulled out some good wins.
Yeah.
No?
Not
Not
against
feeling it?
anybody that's really, I mean, yeah. Oh, yeah, no. I don't see it.
All right. So that ends the Week 14 recap. We do go over Week 15's upcoming games. As of right now, I know the rankings might change, but as of right now, February 13th, Thursday, number 4 Texas versus number 11 Kentucky. Who do you got?
Texas.
Yeah, okay. Number 1 UCLA versus number 7 USC.
UCLA.
I know, me too. Sunday, February 9th, we have South Carolina versus UConn.
South Carolina.
Yeah, I agree. Number 13, North Carolina versus 14, NC State.
I might have to go with NC State.
Yeah, I'm going NC State.
Gotta ride the high.
That's easy. North Carolina can't hang. Texas versus LSU. Ooh, wee. I'm going Texas. They just beat South Carolina. They're on a high.
I'm gonna go LSU.
That's crazy work. Okay. Interesting. Why?
I think they could pull it off.
Okay, interesting. And lastly, UCLA versus Michigan State.
UCLA.
UCLA. That's
No.
what they do. UCLA. That's what they do. I think I just made that up. All right, thank you guys so much for tuning in. We appreciate your guys' support. Like I said, we go over women's college basketball recaps. We're here every week. Next week we'll be back with the week 14 recap. No, week 15 recap.
Week 15.
All my weeks are messed up. It's almost March. Excited for that. But thank you guys. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, like, comment, share, and we'll be back next week. Peace.
Peace.